Pull up.
Hey, this is the pull-up show. We still got the key in the door.
I have a question for you from Hard Knocks. So I know that they had brought in. I guess this wasn't shown on Hard Knocks, but we had like 20 ish or 30 like first round pick visits for the draft, like for draft picks, and some of them were corners, some of them were tackles, some of them were quarterbacks, some of them were linebackers, edge rushers, whatever the case may be. Do you think that they'll like dive in and show how how they were gonna go about the draft? Like obviously they showed us the first round pick in Neighbors, and do you think they'll show like the full what their draft? Because I want to know what was the reasoning behind the picks that they made, because I feel like they drafted around like a team that's already set in stone and ready to compete for playoffs and conference championships and to win in the division. And like, because look, we're out here drafting a slot corner when, or I mean, yeah, no, yeah, we drafted a slot corner with our third round pick when we could have got a guard to help the O line and to help
Yeah,
your quarterback that you just gave $40 million for
right.
the next season. And then they went and um, they were talking about they needed another guy next to Dex, and then proceeded to not get another guy
Yeah,
for
I
Dex
was
to
saying,
have. Like
yeah. Then every round they missed a good D tackle for him to compare with, or a left end that he could have compared with, but never got him.
exactly. Do you think that they'll talk about why they went about how they did in their draft?
I feel like they'll go in as far as like to the third round, but I don't think like they'll give the exact like reasoning why they picked the person. I feel like they'll give us like, well, we had this guy first and he fell down, so then we picked this guy. I feel like they'll try to scapegoat us a lot with that stuff. But as we're seeing and as we're watching, it's like I don't think that's the case. Like you said, it's like you you're picking these players as if we'll be good without that other star that we do need. We already have our team. Our team's set with these stars. And like you said, and now that you said like the whole thing with Saquon, it was like it didn't really seem like Joe Shane wanted Saquon. It's just like he was like, man, if I can leverage off 12 mil real quick, I would really like to, but I would love if everybody wants you here, but I got 12 million that can go otherwhere. So it was just like kind of weird. Like, so you think we're already destined to win some rings, some playoff games. It's like you were just complaining in the first Hard Knocks episode that even Pat Mahomes couldn't do what. It's just like, bro, come on now. It's like so you get to the draft and now you're like, let's get a wide receiver and then a safety and then let's just forget about anything else that had to pertain to what we were saying throughout the entire year. So I feel like they could go into a couple things, but I feel like a lot of their reasonings and a lot of their kind of like backfires would be, well, the guy that we did want was taken off the board. It's like,
See, I don't even want to hear that excuse, because there were so many times that you acted like you were going to be aggressive and you weren't, and every other GM took advantage of that.
right.
Look at the Eagles. They went traded up, got all their guys that they wanted. They're stacked. Look at the Rams. They went and jumped you from the 30 or the 47, or wait, yeah, we got talking about 47, right? Or was it 39?
Yeah, I was think
I
I
think
think
it's
it's 39. I think it's 39, and Tyler Newber was 47 in college.
because we traded one of our second round picks for Brian Burns, and then yeah, it was the 47th pick that we had from the sea. Okay, but
It was
we got,
47.
yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 47. We um we got jumped
Okay.
so many times. Like, bro, there's some assets you have for you to go and get picks. Like we could have traded Saquon in the season to get picks. I don't care if it's a third or fourth round. This is why we need to like get ahead of these things so then we can get and build in this draft. Why didn't you trade Xavier McKinney before the trade deadline? Why didn't you trade?
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
they're on a contract year. These teams will go and pay for this guy. Like, these are
Yeah,
dogs.
it's like why are we taking hits in the off season when we
There
have
is
potential?
championship contenders who will trade for these guys. You could have went and
Yeah.
did that, and you chose not to. And I just want to know the process behind that. I know they kind of covered the Saquon thing because he could have been like in the Ring of Honor, which I respect that. Like like I get that, bro. You trying to look out for your guys and whatever, but this franchise is not one to play with. You're on year 3, and with this organization, and we've got one playoff game to count for it. Like we
Right.
were supposed to be looked at, rebuilding and getting back on the rise. It's not hard to rebuild it. I don't want to say it's not hard, but it's not that hard to rebuild your team. And when you get your quarterback, you like that is one of the biggest weights off your shoulder, and you could have went and did that so many times. You could have went in that 2022 draft, not signed Daniel Jones, let him go and go trade up, try to get AR, or go trade up to go and get whatever quarterback said there. And then the last year, obviously they could have literally drafted Michael Penix at 6, but I get
Yeah.
it. You looking differently than we are, so
Pull up. Hey, this is the pull up show. We still got the key in the door.
Baby, why you hurting? I've been out here swerving, more passionate when I'm curving. There's more action when I'm swerving. Baby, why you hurting?
MJ Dogs. Pull up. Hey, this is the pull up show. We still got the key in the door.
Hey, did you like watching this episode so far? You can watch the rest of it if you upgrade or join us on a higher tier on Patreon for just $1 or $2. Join us today on Patreon, Houdini Network.